I just want to make sure that everything is fine. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How is everybody? Gosh, how was your week? I think I'm just done, eh? You guys can hear me. Okay, I'm seeing little emojis, which means you guys can hear me. But like, I'm ready. I don't know what I'm ready for because the whole weekend I'm going to be packing everyone's order. Um, so Monday orders will be collected. There's like 48 orders in total that need to go. So I'll be working on those this weekend. And then after that, Scala is obviously going on break. So we have to entertain Scala. She's anyone who's a mom knows and understands when they have a little one, they just have so much energy. She has so much energy and she just wants to do stuff, always doing stuff. So yeah. I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna take leave in I don't know in Jan. Maybe February. Maybe February. But hello, everybody. It is 6:01. Let's start. Hope you guys have a pen and paper. It's going to be a very, what's the word? Eye-opening session that's going to help you reset and design your life. That's why it's called Life by Design. If you are in the, excuse me, the World by Wisdom, then you know how much I love that saying life by design. I believe we all have it in us to design our lives. We are made in the image of the creator. So we are meant to be creating our lives. We are meant to be creating what we want to do, what we feel fulfilled by. And what we have done is given that power to other people to control it. Those people can come as family, they can come as friends. The massive one is our bosses, the people that pay us an income. We've given them the power of our time, and they tell us when to go on leave. Um, they tell us when can we call in sick. Like just the most, random things that when they happen, you do realize that actually I would like to own my own time one day. Um, and you don't have to wait for retirement age to do that, by the way. But that is more of about finding financial freedom, which I'm all about. I'm in my journey of finding financial freedom. And one day you will watch me and say, oh my gosh, Noma did it. Because I am just literally not going to give up until I reach that financial freedom. And I'm so happy. Quite a few of you have joined me in the membership. There's like 23 of us, 22 of us in the journey. 2026 theme is literally paying off debt for me. That's my theme. I've got a video going up tomorrow here on YouTube telling you guys how I paid off my car quickly. So that's hopefully going to inspire you. If you have a car that you're still paying off for a home or a loan, it's going to inspire you. And that's the same framework that I'm going to be using to attack debt that I'm going to be dealing with next year. Like literally, I really want to get out of that debt because since I left my job, I have found location freedom. I can go anywhere and still show up online and still make money online. I can work at any time I want. I can work right now at 6. I can work in the morning at 6. I can not work the whole day. Like I now own my time. Um, but my finances, oof, that's the one. And there's something called a freedom number that I'm literally going to dive into in January with the Wealth by Wisdom group. Finding that freedom number, what it means. It's basically the number that will give you freedom, which will kind of cover a little bit today. So let me not waste any time because I can go on and on and on and on and on. And let's just begin. Hope you guys got a drink. I don't even have a drink. Let me ask KB to bring me a drink. Hope you guys got a drink. Get your pen and paper. Let me ask KB. I don't want to get up. Get a pen and paper and write today's date. I'm going to ask him for orange juice. Some orange juice. Write today's date, and there's going to be some questions and try to answer them. And if you want to ask me any questions as well, put it on chat and I'll get to them at the end. I also have some questions that some of you asked me on Instagram yesterday, and also 2 people asked in the membership in our exclusive WhatsApp group. So this is today's agenda. We're going to be doing some journaling. Oh, it's thundering here in Durban. So nice. I love that sound. I know some people are scared of it. So we're going to be doing some journaling, resetting for 2026, like starting the year on a different mindset. Like if you had a hectic year, if 2025 was like, you feel like I could have done better. I did probably the worst things, for my finances or for me or for my personal growth, or I just lived a mediocre life. And this is not calling out anyone or judging anyone, but if you feel like your day was just the same day by day, it was just the same day, and you actually didn't get out of your comfort zone and like challenge yourself to learn something new, then this is going to help you. Today's reset for 2026 is going to help you. Some questions, some journaling you don't have to do today, like right now, but write down the questions because, thank you. I just told everyone to get a drink. I'm like, wait, I don't have a drink. Yeah, so today's journaling, you might need some time to think about, the answers, but it's going to help you really ask yourself, what type of year do I want to have in 2026? And how can I design that? Because the power is in you. All you need to do is just get out of the comfort zone. I don't know if you've heard of that, but basically it means do something you've never done before, which is going to be uncomfortable. That's what it means. So we're going to do some journaling shortly. We're going to do a mini Bible study, and we're going to do the Q&As. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat. All right, let's start with number 1. Nice and easy. What's my theme for 2026 and why? Remember, have your journals with you, have your pen, and write down this question. You might not know right now. You might need more time to think about it. But ask yourself, for 2026, if I want to be unrecognizable, maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's a promotion at work. Maybe it's starting your own business. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel. It's a course it's a short mini course that I'm going to launch as well for people who are interested to start YouTube and make it a business. Not YouTube just for fun and post day in the life. No, I'm going to be talking to people who specifically want to make it a business. So maybe it's that. What is your theme for 2026 and why? Let me use my other notebook because I wrote some notes here. This is my prayer journal, so I'm just going to use that. So my theme for 2026 is debt-free. Like this is the year. I'm literally going to eat beans and rice the whole year if I have to. I'm done. Like I hate this debt. That's my theme. And what I need in order to achieve that is to have discipline and to believe that I can create a life of freedom, of financial freedom specifically. I believed it with my location, I believed it with my time freedom. But now I really need to tap into that belief, change that mindset that financial freedom is possible and I can do it in 12 months. And if I don't, and I'm not being negative, it's just putting it out there. If I don't, because I am shooting for the moon, if I don't reach that goal of paying off 400,000 Rand in debt, I'm going to land amongst the stars, which means I'm going to be close to it. And that's what I want you to do. Whatever the goal is, shoot for the biggest thing. And even if you don't achieve it in the 12 months, you will land amongst the stars because your goal was to get to the moon. You're going to be close to it, but we want to achieve it. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to break it up in quarters. Obviously, I do the 12-week year. It's a psychology way of setting goals because once you I want to achieve this by December, your mind can also say, I'm going to start in June. I still have time. I still have 6 months, So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to break it up in quarters, little quarterly goals. And then in the quarter, I'm going to break it up in months and then weeks. And it's going to be more achievable like that. Of course, I'm going to share the journey with you guys. The theme and the focus for the Nomazdiary YouTube channel next year is going to be paying off debt. It's going to seem like a debt confession channel because I know you guys really want that. And that's going to be literally my focus. And hopefully it's going to motivate a lot of you in debt. But also, I do have a debt coaching if you need one-on-one, like actually me breaking it down for you and creating your spreadsheet personalized for you. I do have that. It's a once-off payment. And yeah, you meet with me and we go through everything and I create a game plan. With that, I've created a game plan for me and I'm going to stick to it. In the course world, because I have some courses to teach other people other things, they say just focus, and focus stands for finish one course until success. So that's what I want to do. I've created a game plan, a strategy that's going to help me get out of debt. Now I just want to focus on it. I don't want to be all over the place. So if you're going to join my debt-free diaries, I want you to just stick to the game plan. It has worked for so many people. I shared the testimonies on Instagram, and literally I shared like a fraction. I counted my calendar today. I have met over 400 people this year, assisting them. So yeah, there's so many of us. I'm not alone. And yeah, my theme for 2026 is to be debt free through discipline and changing my belief in financial freedom. I really believed financial freedom is difficult to reach, but that's because it always seemed too big. Yeah. So why is that my theme? So why is that your theme? Whatever the theme is that you have decided, maybe homeowner, maybe getting married, even if your boyfriend hasn't said anything. That's what you want your prayers to be dedicated to. Your prayer is just between you and God. You don't have to tell. I prayed for my husband. I prayed for the kind of life that I'm living now, and now I'm praying for the spirit of debt to leave my household. I don't want this anymore. So ask yourself, why? Why do I want this? Why will this really change my year? Why will this change my life? It's not just about the 1 year, the 2026. How will this impact my life? What impact will this have on my family, on the people I care about? Okay. Number 2, question 2 is, why do you need money? Weird question, hey? Why do you need money? And you're probably thinking, okay, no, that's a weird question. We all know why we need money. A lot of people, when they get money, they don't use it for what they need. And that's because they are not aware of why they need money. Why do you need money? What will it do for you if you had to really redirect your money to what your future self is? What I mean by that is, if we're saying life by design, who is Noma in the future? Who is Noma in 10 years? Noma in 10 years is a homeowner. Noma in 10 years travels at least twice a year with her family. Noma in 10 years has a beautiful office with, all of the things that I dream of. So why do I need money? Then you need to cover that. I need money to create stability for my family so that I can be able to invest in my future, invest in my portfolios, which will give me the financial freedom to be able to work or not work if I want to. I want to be able to have enough money to give me options, a choice to decide if I want to work or I don't want to work. I don't want to feel forced to work. Money is a tool that gives me that peace of mind that I can afford the life that my daughter wants. And that's not like a bratty life, don't get me wrong. I mean, like right now, she wants a Christmas tree. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I need to make sure that it's not interfering with her uniform money, with this, with this, with this, because there's a lot of things that are coming up in January that we need to sort out financially. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want peace of mind that, okay, we can afford that because it's going to bring the festive spirit season into my daughter's life and, at home, Christmassy. As you can see, this presentation is very Christmassy. I love Christmas. So when she asked for a Christmas tree, I'm like, gosh, okay, I need to do this and do this and do this so that we can get this much orders and then I can buy Scarlett a Christmas tree. Yeah, so I want to get out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. So I need money to really create that stability for my family and also to serve you guys without expecting money, which I've been doing. Um, I feel like this is my calling. I love what I do. I don't. I did it for years before getting money from it. I really do love what I do, but obviously now it is a business, so I have to know how to handle it. I love orange juice. How much money do you need to feel financially free monthly? So, if you do a budget, you already know how much money you need in order to feel financially free. Um, some of us are living above our means, which is unfortunate because it means that you're going to start depriving yourself of things that you love to do because you don't have enough money. So I want you to actually have a vision and know exactly how much do you need. How much do you need? Like in the book of Genesis, let me see if I can see. Now I'm doing a small Bible study, and that was not the plan, Noma. In the book of Genesis, when God created man and woman, he put them in the garden. I think it's Genesis 2. He put them in the garden and then, okay, so Genesis 2 verses, should I start with 9? No, let's start with 10. Okay, let's start with 10. So that's when um, Genesis 2 talks about how God made man and woman in his image, and then he put them in the Garden of Eden. And then verses 10 says, a river began in Eden. It went through the garden and it gave water for the ground. Because remember, they had not experienced any rain at that time. Rain happened for the first time when Noah built the ark. Okay, let's carry on. And after that, it became 4 separate rivers. The name of the first river is Pishon. It goes through the whole land of Havilah. There is gold in that land. I'm going to stop there. Gold, God created man in a garden to be fruitful and multiply, where the river naturally waters the seed that you plant in the garden. You really know where I'm going with all of this. And in that same garden, there was gold. Money belongs to God. Stop putting the power of money in another human's hand. Like, it, some of us really worship and we don't mean to. It's not a direct worship, it's just indirectly, spiritually, it happens that you start worshiping your boss because they give you money. But they are replaceable, they can be fired as well. Another boss will come. So put that reliance on money to God. Your life will change. Your life will change. I can promise you that. So I want you to visualize, how much do you need monthly? Don't be greedy. Be realistic. How much do you need monthly to feel financially free? If this amount of money came in monthly, let's say, for example, right now, 20,000 comes in, but you already know that by the 15th day of the month, let's say you get paid on the 1st, by day 15, you are like, ooh, when is payday coming again? That means 20,000 is not enough. Excuse me. So you need more than that. But obviously, you have to be responsible with how you manage your money. So if you don't know how to manage 20,000, you won't know how to manage 50. But if you already know how to manage 20, but you already know that it's just not enough, then write down that figure. And I want you to write down like you're thanking God. So remember on your journal, you wrote today's date, hey? Everyone is here, you wrote today's date. So I'm gonna write my date here. So 5th of December, 2026. We're gonna come back to this next year, 2026. Oh, 5th of December, 2025. We're gonna come back 5th of December, 2026 to this journal. So 5th of December, 2025. And I want you to write, thank you, God, that I make or that I receive 38,000 a month. Whatever your figure is. Remember, it's so that you live a life that you feel free, that you're not living paycheck to paycheck. You can pay for all your needs, you can take care of some of your wants, and it's enough for you and your family to feel free. You can also save and invest in that money. So if you don't know right now and you've never done a budget, this is your time to like list everything down that you are obligated to pay for every single month. So even your minimum dates and whatever, add your retirement that you want to contribute a month. If you've done retirement planning, then I would have told you the figure that you need to contribute. Let's start with 1,000. If you don't have, put 1,000 over there. And if you are not sure, then comment down below. Let's book a one-on-one. I've got a few slots open for free for financial planning, and put it in there as a retirement planning. Put it as investments. If you have kids, put investing for their education, like actually being a good steward with your money, planting the seeds that are going to give you the fruits in the future. And write down all those needs and transports and whatever, all of that, and then tally it. That amount is what you need that will give you that freedom. So even if you're earning 20, and if your budget says you need 35,000, then write down, thank you, Lord, that I receive 35,000 a month. I am so happy and thankful that I receive 35,000 a month. I did this, guys. I did this. I want you to write it down on your journal. Write it down, not on your phone, on your journal. Write it down. Have a prayer journal dedicated to prayers, to Bible studies, to affirmations, to your venting, to your crying, to the clients that you would like to convert, whatever. Put it there. If you're in the wealth and wisdom, go to the boot camp that we did first, and I've got a section. I think it is life by design as well. Yeah, creating your life by design, where I show you all my past journals that have come true. Living in Umhlanga, driving this car, being married, how my wedding looked, how my wedding ring looked, how my, like, the whole thing. I wrote it down before KB and I were even, I don't know, like fiancés, engaged. Write it down. So, how much do you need? I'm sure you figured that out. Or if you haven't, you're still going to, because why not? It's not going to harm you. Okay, another question. What's your earliest memory when you were young or whatever about money? And how has it shaped the way you think about money today? What is your earliest memory about money? And I'm going to tell you my story and how that has shaped the way I think about money. Obviously, I have rewired those beliefs, but also how I am making sure that Skylar doesn't think like that. I've actually got two stories, but I'll share the one. I don't want my mom to watch this and not like the other story because it involves her. Because my mom watches my social media. She's my biggest supporter, Shane. But the one story that okay, this one also involves my mom. Gosh. I'm raised by a single mom. I'm an only child. I was very close to my mom. My mom is an anesthetic nurse, so a theater nurse, and she works night shifts all her life. It made sense to her to work night shifts because when she used to work day shifts, she would finish at around 7 p.m. and she didn't have a car, so public transport would be done by that time. And she would be at the workshop trying to find taxis to come back home. It was just a nightmare and scary. So night shifts means that she goes to work at like 5 p.m. It's still bright outside, and she would come back in the morning and it's bright outside. So she didn't have a problem. She preferred it that way for her own safety, but it meant I hardly saw her. And I was with my gran most of the time because when she comes back in the morning, I'll be going to school. And then when I finished school, finally, when I finished matric, I went to university, which was far away. So I stayed at Res and I came back during holidays. And then after I completed my degree, I then got a job offer overseas. So I kind of never really spent a lot of time with her, but I did because we lived together. So when she's off, she would do the 7 days on, 7 days off shifts. I don't know if you're a nurse, but those are the kind of shifts that they have, which are quite nice actually. But yeah. So where am I going with this story? As a young person, seeing that, I already attached money with hard work and sacrifice from your family. She didn't do anything to me, and no one said that to me. But I knew in my head that if I want to make money, I'm going to have to grind, and I'm going to have to stay away from my family most of the time because I'm trying to make a living and take care of my child. That's what I knew. And there's my child right there. So that shaped the way I thought of money. As soon as I got a job in New Zealand, I got a job as like a front desk person, and it was a very great company. I loved it. But because I still had my school fees that I was paying off, or my mom used to pay off my school fees, shame, but because I'm already working, obviously I felt like I need to do that. I'm earning dollars, I'm now working, and I would grind. Like I didn't have to, but there would be like, oh, at the other department, we had a restaurant department in the company. At the other department, they don't have someone who's going to work in the bar, and I'll be like, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. And then they don't have someone in the other. I'll be like, I'll do it. And then I started working like 3 departments, like no sleep, literally. Obviously, I would get some sleep, but that was like a normal thing for me to stretch myself so thin. And I still do this, but now obviously doing something for me, not working for someone. So I'm still working on that mindset. But I will stretch myself so thin because that's what I believe is how you earn money. Is you need to grind. You need to be away from home, be away from family. And I was really far away from, my family. And just grind and grind and grind and grind. I would grind. My life changed after I had Skylar because because of my unhealthy relationship that I had with money. I used to earn a lot of money. I think we calculated with KB the other day. We used to earn like 9,000 a week each. It was actually quite a lot. That's how much we used to earn. And on holidays and stuff, it was like more. So we'd work on holidays, work on Christmas, work on Easter, birthdays, whatever. We just grind. And when I had Skylar, I knew I don't want to spend Christmas at a job anymore. I knew I don't want to get a nanny. I want to watch Skylar myself. And this is not to offend anyone. Please don't take it the wrong way. We all have obviously different situations. I just knew that I didn't. I wish I had more time with my mom at that time, but she didn't have a choice. She that's all they knew. Back in the days, and I know you guys are gonna get it. They knew a teacher, a nurse, a police officer, a lawyer, a doctor. If there's something I missed, let me know. But those are like the standard careers. My mom made it as a nurse, and she just did not want to lose that. Like that was her way that she's going to pour into her child, and she did. I've never like she put me in what is it, multiracial schools from grade R. From grade R, like 1996. I was in a multiracial school. I was living in a suburb. I was born in Umlazi and she moved me out of there by the time I was 5. So I don't even know, I don't have like a history there because she just wanted the best for me. She told me her story. Like for her was more of her own traumas as well. She was like, she went to schools where they used to do corporal punishment and she would get so beaten by the teachers for like not getting her homework correct or forgetting her bag or something like innocent, and she would get like beaten. And the other time she said they hit her so hard on the butt that she couldn't sit. But when she got home, her dad, my grandpa, asked, what's wrong with you? Why can't you sit? And she was like, teacher Gumede or whoever hit me. And then her dad, my grandpa, hit her. Because she's like, oh, because you were being naughty. So hit her. It was like just madness. And she just like knew that I don't want anyone else hitting my child. And she just like literally poured into my education and poured into me. And because of the trauma she had. So now I grew up quite good in a medium household. And my mom was a nurse, so I've got no complaints when it comes to like finances. But my trauma was I couldn't spend time with my mom because she was working a lot. So now I don't want that for Skylar. So that shaped the way I thought of money, and my life changed when I had Skylar. I knew that I don't want to work holidays. I don't want to work Christmas. I don't want to work night shift. I don't want to put her in daycare at the age of like 0. Like, I just, this is my values. This is what I want. And what do I need to do to achieve that? And the first thing was just to change my mindset on how to make money. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. You can go back and watch. The first YouTube channel was when I had Scala. And I just knew that let me just try this YouTube thing. And maybe it's going to make me some money. And my husband can just work. One day I'll retire him. He knows that. I have that in my journals. But right now I need to just work a part-time job, you know? And it's okay as long as I'm earning enough to be a present mom and obviously now a present wife. So Skylar doesn't know that you have to grind to make money. She doesn't know that. She thinks in order for her savings to keep increasing, she needs to keep reading a chapter in a book. That's what I've attached money with. Personal development. Okay, another question. What spending habits do you rely on or ignore, even though you know it slows down your financial progress? Some of you already know. Hi, Penny. Get a drink and a pen and paper and answer the questions with us. By the way, guys, there's not going to be a replay. Sorry. It's going to be on the school. So the Wealth by Wisdom membership. But what spending habits do you rely on? Some people have a gambling problem that have met me and they're like, I don't know how to get out. My husband, it is cigarettes. He's trying to slow down. Yeah, so that's his major goal for 2026, obviously with the paying off debts together. For me, I would say for me, it's Woolworths. I'm like obsessed with Woolworths. Woolworths food and those little smoothies and those little shots. And they like little cupcakes and stuff. I just need to let go of Woolworths. Clothes for me. Not clothes for me. I'm not. I buy clothes probably twice a year. And when I buy clothes, I like spend a lot of money on clothes. Like Zara and like really good quality clothes. And then they last me. Like the shoes I wear at work, I've got like 4 pairs of shoes. 3 of them are Country Road, and then 1 of them is Aldo, and they last me because of the quality. And then I've got like my 2 sneakers, which is an All-Star and a Vans, and it lasts me. And then I have my Crocs that I wear every day, and they last me. So I don't really buy a lot of clothes, but when I buy clothes, I do spend a lot of money. And I love decluttering. I don't like clutter. I don't like a full house. When my mom comes over, she's like, it's so minimal in this house. Like, yeah. It's not empty, but it's quite minimal. I'm a minimal person. I remember when we hosted a dinner for the first time in KB. Well, it was kind of forced. Mama was like, when are you going to invite us for dinner? I was like, okay, you can come. Let me just put it in my calendar. Come on this day. And she came with my aunt and my grand. And I was like, oh, wait, please bring your own plates. We don't have plates. We have just one plate for me, one plate for KB, and one for Skylar. That's how minimal. So now, every time she sees me, she bought me plates. Now I've got like, I don't know, 100 plates. Like every time she sees me, she's like, I bought you some plates. I bought you some plates. This is going to add on the set. Remember that those plates that I bought with this color, so I bought you more plates. I'm like, I bought now. Where am I going to put this? Because this was not the plan. My mom is a shopaholic, just like you, Pammy and Tabby. My mom buys clothes for Skylar probably every weekend. We don't buy Skylar clothes anymore, just uniform and Crocs. But every weekend, my mom comes back with new dress, and it's always like a princess look. I'm more of the tomboy style. Like I buy her shorts and big baggy t-shirts or like sweatpants or jeans. My mom will buy her like dresses and princessy stuff. And Skylar loves that. She loves that. I'm a princess. Yeah, I'm not. I maxed my TFG and still have laybys. Why? Why? It's a trauma thing. I believe it's a trauma thing. It's that thing of I've worked so hard and I need to spoil myself. Like it's emotional spending, like just in what emotion it brings you. It's that dopamine that you bought this. And I had this issue. I'm not judging you. I had that. I literally had clothes with tags sitting there and I haven't worn them because I just liked it. I liked it on my app, so I bought it. And then, where am I going to wear that? And yeah, when I started from scratch, I realized that, you know what? I don't have to hold on to these things. Every time you buy something new, get rid of the old one. Try. Start with that. You don't have to throw it in the bin. Like take it to like a Salvation. Is there a Salvation Army here? I just give it to the cleaners here. I'm like, here's a box if anyone would like anything. Or sometimes the whole box is gone. I'm like, they probably went to go sell the stuff. And it's usually a lot of Scarlett's clothes. She grows out of her clothes so quickly. So even though that buying those little clothes or those little things doesn't feel like it's big at the moment, it does add up. Like how you said, you use your TFG account. Now you're like owing this amount of money because it adds up. And the laybys basically mean that on payday you're already on a deficit. Like you're already owing someone. You know what I mean? You don't want to live like that. It's not a goal. It shouldn't be a goal for you to live on a deficit. And also, I think it's Luke chapter 16. Let me find it. But by the way, guys, everything of mine is referenced from the Bible. And that's the only book I like read. The books inside the Bible book. So my business plan is literally Solomon's strategy. One day I can do a video on that if you want me to. I made it. Hello. Luke 16. Let's see. Come with him. Luke 16, I think chapter 11. Yes, chapter 11. Oh, I know my scriptures. But anyways, it's Luke 16, chapter 11. Let's start with 10. Let's start with 10. It says, if you can trust someone with a very small thing, you can also trust them with a very big things. But if someone is not honest with a very small thing, you cannot trust them with anything bigger. So if people cannot trust you with the world's money, God will not trust you and He will not give you His true riches. Oh my gosh, my mom is calling. Ma, look phone it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I hope you guys got that. We have to do our best to be obedient with the small things, not use it recklessly, because by being obedient to the small things, you are opening doors for bigger things because God will trust you. But if God feels like, because He's our Father, remember, if you're a parent, you know what that means. If you're like, you see your child with a scooter and they're struggling, then you're like, I'm not going to buy them a bike. You know what I mean? So if you're struggling with something small, how can I trust you with something big? You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to be in more debt or be in more problems or whatever. To think I closed a TFG and went back to reopen it makes me really sad, but I'm working on repaying it off. Yes, repaying off debt in 2026. I'm also on the same journey of paying off debt, and I'll share the journey with you guys here on YouTube. The focus will be debt. Yeah, so for me, my spending habits will be Woolworths. I need to slow down on Woolworths because it is slowing down my financial progress. I love the fruits. You know, they have such nice fruits, like those already chopped up container fruits, but they're so expensive, but they're so nice. So that's what I need to slow down on. And like buy my own massive pineapple and get KB to chop it up for me. Okay, another question. I don't know what number question that's. Another question. What financial behavior makes you feel ashamed or uncomfortable? And explain why. Some of you are uncomfortable with checking your bank statements or your bank app. How much you spent when you went out with the girls. You're ashamed. You don't want to check. You're like, I'm just going to ignore it. It's uncomfortable. How much you spent on shopping. How much debt you owe in total. How you blew your stock file money or your bonus. We really fear facing the reality, but you cannot change what you don't know. And what you don't know, you don't know. Like there's nothing you can do about what you don't know. But once you know, you cannot unknow it. So once you face the reality and you are aware of what am I actually doing with my money, when you're aware of that, that's what the BFF does or the spending tracker does. It makes you see and track where on earth did I spend most of my money? Oh my gosh, I prioritized variable expenses over future self, over sinking funds. Or, most of my money goes to debt every month. I get paid 20,000 and 10,000 of that. So 50% of my money is literally just debt. Once you know that, it sucks. It's horrible. But once you know, now you want to change it. You're going to book a one-on-one with me. You're going to like, okay, Noma, I need to join the debt-free diaries. I need you to coach me. I need to, but this time next year when I meet you again, I'm speaking a different language. I have more investment over debt. That's my position right now, and I have a video going up. I've already scheduled it. I teach this in the bootcamp to schedule videos I've already scheduled tomorrow's video. There's a video going up tomorrow at 10. I've already recorded it and scheduled it. But basically, I touch on this. Like, I'm tired of paying this much to debt. And I want to grow my portfolio, my investment portfolio. I do it for my clients. I have clients who are millionaires, guys, and I help them diversify their investments and grow their money. And it is God's blessing to be around that because I can see what am I missing out on. And also, I am driven to get there as soon as possible because it's what I deal with every day. I see my book, I see my clients that I have on WhatsApp, and I see that they're debt free and they have these investment portfolios, and I see the amounts they have invested for their kids or whatever, and I cannot wait to get there. And I had to ask myself, what is actually preventing me from getting there? And it is literally because I pay this much in debt every month. And that is just unacceptable, and I need to make a change today. So I've created a game plan, which I will share as well in another video, but I'll talk about it in the video that's going to go live tomorrow. So ask yourself, what financial behavior makes me ashamed or uncomfortable, and why? I avoid looking at my BFF at the end of a bad month. You don't do close offs. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't do close offs. That's why I kind of removed them from the BFF and I just had more pages available. But when I do my ticking, you know how on the BFF, got my BFF right here. In the monthly layout, there is a section for ticking the box, what you paid for, according to what you had budgeted. That's going to be like our close off. But the spreadsheet is what's going to clearly state for you how much you actually spent this month on which date if you track it properly. Oh my gosh, how is the drinking on the mic? Should I do ASMR? Another question. Who in your life influences your money decisions the most? Is that influence helpful or harmful? Who in your life influences your money decisions the most? Is it me? Joking. Could be family, could be friends. Some people have friends, and I see it, especially guys, friends that want to go out every weekend and just spend so much money on drinks, on people you don't know. You get a lot of guys that literally go out every single weekend and spend money on people they don't know, like other girls or slay queens or whatever, on expensive drinks to impress people they don't know. Like, who even lives like that? Why am I buying all of these drinks and clothes and whatever to impress people who I don't know or who I don't like? And sometimes it's literally going to be your friends that put you in that position. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's people you follow online. They can be an influence in your life. So ask yourself that. And if it is a harmful influence, then take time to just, you know, stay away from them. Not cut ties because you don't want to seem like there's now a problem, but actually, like, See them like once a quarter. You know, it's okay. They're not gonna hate you. At first, they will be like weird. How, highball, mm. They're gonna say things. Why don't we see you anymore? I don't see you anymore. We miss your face. I get that a lot. We miss your face. I don't see you anymore. Blah blah. And then they're like, no. Now they know. My family now knows. Yeah, no, my nah. They go to told. Like, you won't see her. She's busy on the weekend. She's busy with her content. She's busy with other things. And I say this when they're like, no, we need to really hang out, guys. We need to hang out. I'm like, okay, let me know the date so that I can put it in my calendar. You have to think like a CEO. You are the creator of your life. You are the one who runs this. Think of yourself like a business. You don't have time to waste or money to spend on things that will not benefit this business to get more profits and to grow and to become the best in the market. Sounds bad, but you know what I mean. So your time is money, or actually your time is valuable. I don't want to say your time is money because you can always make more money if you have time. But once your time is up, you cannot make any money. You won't be there. So your time is valuable. Okay, so if it's someone who's harmful, just spend less time with them. Um, Obviously, in a respectful way. They won't know it's because, hey, you take me off budget. You're not going to say that. You're just going to be like, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. I've enrolled into this new course by Nomazdiary, and I'm just like, all my Saturdays are taken up by learning Canva or whatever. And as soon as I am done with this, I'll let you know. And then they'll get used to it. Like, oh, you are always busy. And you'll see your savings. And I'm a giver, like I'm generous. So I'm bad. I'm bad around people. I want to pay the bill. I want to buy someone something. When I see a friend of mine, I'm going to bring like flowers and a little gift I haven't seen. Oh, I haven't seen your daughter in a long time. Here's little shoes or little something. It's just, I need to see them once in a quarter and I'll spoil them that time, but it can't be every Saturday. It can't be every month. It's not financially, it doesn't make financial sense anymore. And sometimes it's not their fault. It's literally me just being too kind. I don't know. It sounds weird, but yeah, I'm very much a giver. I want people happy. When you're around me, I want you happy. Someone said to me, Noma, when are you gonna do like a live meet and greet, like an actual like meets all the Nomazdiary communities live in a certain spot, maybe like Midrand or whatever, someone in the World by Wisdom. And I was like, I would love that. But my only problem is the gift box has to be top. I cannot afford that right now. And I'd want to spoil you guys. I would want you guys to get like the gift bag and it has like all these amazing things, these beautiful candles or, all these things and a voucher and da da da. And I just cannot afford that right now. So I'm not going to do a crappy meet and greet. So I'd rather just leave it online for now. Like this. We both at the same time, it's live. Family members who have emergencies that need me to pay for to avoid them escalating. I know. I hate that. I hate that. That's why I've got literally in my budget a section for borrowing because, ugh. And chances are when you need something, no one can help. I literally, I don't know. I don't want to say much. Just in case some families here. Okay, another question. What decision did you make this year that aligns with your long-term financial goals, that aligns you with your long-term financial goals? What financial decision did you make this year? Did you open a retirement annuity that aligns with your future you? Because you're not going to work forever. And you also don't want to wait until you're like 65. Come on. You know? Did you put money away for your house bond? Or put money away for a car? Did you enroll into a course or a coaching program that's going to help you start your own business, whatever business it is? What decision did you make? Did you leave that job that is draining and toxic and went into a different job that is more aligned? Did you enroll into a an honors program or some sort of a higher certificate, a higher education certificate? What did you do? What decision did you make this year that aligns with your long-term financial goals? Did you upskill? Did you invest? Did you start a business? Did you learn photography that's going to help you, build a social media and build a brand? Did you pay off debt? Every single decision that you make from now on has to bring you closer to financial freedom. I want you to write that. Every single decision that I make from now on is pushing me closer to financial freedom. So, whenever you make a decision, ask yourself, is this pushing me closer to financial freedom? Sometimes another question I ask myself, it's a little bit deep. How can I make God proud today? Like, is this decision that I'm making right now gonna make God proud? Because God has given me talents, God has given me a platform, God has given me Wi-Fi, God has given me internet, God has given me a daughter, God has given me a home. What am I using all of this for that's gonna make God proud? Am I complaining? Am I slacking? Am I constantly just scrolling and watching other people rather than creating? Like, what am I doing that would make God proud with what He has given me? Okay. What financial boundary do you need to set? One that you've been afraid to express to family or friends. The best one so far was joining this community. I put 5K into my emergency fund. I added 1,200 extra into my mortgage. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, well done. Very well done. That's amazing. I love that. I really love that. What financial boundary do you need to set? One that you've been afraid to express to family or friends. Think about it. You already know some of them. Lending money even though you know you don't have. We feel obligated. Like, I remember once a family member borrowed money and I had money in my savings, but I didn't have money to borrow. But because like they kept coming back with their stories and like kind of begging, I had to like literally dip into my savings, the 7-day savings thing, and like get a penalty for that. Like I paid a penalty. And I just felt like he needs this. But I paid a penalty because I accessed the money. I didn't do the 7-day what is that notice thing on the bank. So they took a little bit of my money for that. And you know how they will like give you that message saying, are you sure you want to take this now? Payment of whatever. And then you're like, yes, I'm sure. Like, I'm not sure. But I had to do it. I just felt so bad. And that's the thing with me. Like, it's such a shame when people know that you have a good heart and then they like use that against you, even though I don't think it's coming from a place of being horrible. It's them just knowing that you'll end up saying yes. Yeah. And let me tell you something, guys. Being a people pleaser has not served me a single thing. I probably have created good karma for myself, but it hasn't served me. When I'm in need, no one rescues me. No one offers a hand. Like, I have to figure it out myself. Pammy says, putting other people's financial needs before my own. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I do miss being overseas. Obviously, I didn't have e-wallet or anything like that. I could just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe talk to whoever. But now it's like I've said yes so many times that the one time I say no, people get angry at me. You know? Who's been through that? What version of financial freedom are you actively building right now? What version of financial? There's different versions, eh? Different versions. But right now, what version are you building? I want my bills to be paid with ease. I want my savings to grow. I want all my sinking funds to be fully funded. I want to be debt free. I want to pay off my debt. I want my investments to work for me. So how I see them do for my other clients, I want the same thing for myself. And I already know the funds I'm going to use for when I, do the big investments that are going to work for me, like pay me incomes and dividends and things like that. I want a stable monthly income, that income that we wrote, I think, on question 3. Can't remember. I want to grow my business and make enough financially without burning out. I want to be able to rest and it's okay because bills are going to be taken care of. Savings are fully funded. My investments are working for me. My income is stable. That's my version of financial freedom. I don't want 10 cars. I don't want a G-Wagon and a this and a da 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 da. I want my dream car is a Prado. So it's a Prado. That's my dream car. I want that. I want a home where I can, in a specific area, I already know the area. Again, that's because I'm a visual person. I like visualizing and I like journaling. So I know exactly what I want. You need to start doing that. If you don't know what you want, people are going to tell you what you need to do. And yeah, you won't live a happy, fulfilled life. If you don't want to work in a full-time job, that is possible, but you need to have a vision. You need to write it down and say exactly what you want to do. I want to live in a specific area with a property that can also have a small but not tiny granny flat, like for my mom if she wants to retire there. I don't want her to be far away. You know, I want a Prado, as I mentioned, and then all the version that I spoke about. That's what I want. Don't be greedy and say, I want this. I want 10 cars in my backyard. I want blah, blah. I want blah, blah. That's greed. That's what has made South Africa in trouble because our leaders are greedy. They are wanting all of this. I don't want to even get to that, but it causes problems. Greed causes problems. Know exactly what you want and what is enough for you and thrive and focus on that. And then it's going to be more achievable. Another question, if nothing changes, what do you fear your finances will look like in 3 years from now? So how old are you? Let's say, for example, you're 30. If nothing changes, by the age of 33, are you going to still be in the same job, still earning the same money, still have debt, still have no savings, still haven't traveled to another country, or whatever it is, like opposite from what you want? Write that down. What do you fear your finances will look like in 3 years from now? If nothing changes, if you live the exact same way, if you're shopping Pammy the exact same way as you're doing now, write down what your life would look like, what your finances would look like. You must look at that, like be face to face with what you fear in 3 years my life will look like if literally nothing changes, if everything just remains the same. And that should be motivation enough. Do you fear that you will still be overwhelmed every payday? Oh, my income is coming. Oh God. Now I have to pay for this, pay for that, pay for that. Oh gosh, I also owe that. I need to pay for that. I've also got that. And then the call comes in, 011, whatever, wanting their money. We meant to live a life of freedom. Have a break. Do you fear that you still be grinding and working hard just to earn just enough for the first week of the payday? Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Like people are getting paid, and I went through this. Where you get paid on the 25th, and by the 31st or even the first, now it's like I just have like enough for petrol to go to work up until the next payday. I'm already worried, Noma. 2027, my daughter is starting high school, and my finances are rocky. We need to start investing for university. A lot can happen in 12 months, guys. A lot can happen in a year. All you need is a strategy in place. Obviously, number one as well is to pay off your high interest debt, which is the goal for me and the journey I'm going to be on next year. We want peace. My fear is that I'm not going to have peace. And for me, peace is like I left my full time job. I don't have a stable income because I'm choosing peace, which is what's the word when something like you can't even put a price on it? It's priceless. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The peace I have is priceless. Like there's no amount of money that you can pay me to go back to a full time job and not have this peace. But if the decisions and the habits that you are making right now are not bringing you peace, then you need to change them. You need to be rooted in Christ. You need to be disciplined. And you need to be okay with not shopping all the time or eating out all the time or making decisions that are not pushing you closer to financial freedom. I have a new baby on the way, and you know how deep I am in debt, Noma, so I'm worried much. I know, Edwin. I think it's your property, hey? I need you to really, you have a profession that is quite niched, let me put it that way. So I need you to really create those digital products. You saw that one in the group that made a sale. She didn't make a sale because no one else is selling what she's selling on Etsy. It's because she put it out there and someone went on Etsy looking for something and got attracted to her listing. So I need you to really create a lot of products, a lot of tools, digital tools in your niche, which is the education space. And just put it out there. And just put it out there. Like I did mention the other day, I'm trying to teach Scala how to tell time. She knows how to tell time, but like right now, she's going to call it 1917. So now I know that, okay, it's like 17 minutes past 7. So I need to learn a way to tell her that 19 is 7 p.m. So you can like create those kind of things where you can create a digital tool where if a mom, especially stay-at-home moms, they buy from you and let's say it's like $6 or whatever, they buy it from you, they print it out and they can literally cut it because you've created in a dotted form to create their own clock to help teach their kids or something like that. There's people looking for what you offer, but people will not know what you offer if you're not going to put it out there and you're not going to create it. Because one income, Edwina, you know it's not enough. And that's why you're stressed. I would have not been able to pay off my car like how I did with one income. And the video is going to be live tomorrow at 10. You can watch that. You are in debt, you're having another kid coming, and you have no savings. How do you do that? Obviously, the one income is not working. So you need to build another stream of income. And it's not going to be easy, but the more and more and more you learn, the more easier it gets. It doesn't actually get easy, you just get to know what you didn't know. And it makes you money because someone out there is looking for what you're offering. Whatever, like what you, I remember talking about this in the other live when we had the private school live, that what you offer, to you it looks easy. I do that sometimes when I do my budget spreadsheet. I almost didn't sell it because I thought anyone can create this. it has made me so much money. I created it once, it was hard. I enrolled in a data analytics course on Google Coursera. The platform where you do the courses is called Coursera. I enrolled in that. I learned data analytics. I learned Python, so like coding. I learned Excel. I learned formulas, and I created the spreadsheet because I wanted a spreadsheet. So now that it's easy to me to use a spreadsheet and create another spreadsheet, I could create another spreadsheet now quickly. I immediately thought no one would buy it because anyone can, But let me tell you, there's so many people looking for what you have to offer. And you are probably not creating your worksheets, your digital products that I've mentioned. That me as a mom right now, Skylar is going to on break soon. I don't want her to sit there watching Minecraft all day long. I don't mind Minecraft, but like not the whole day. And that's what's going to happen on holidays. So I need to get like worksheets that are going to prepare her for grade 2. And that's what I'm going to go and eat. I'm going to look for them. And they are probably going to be like $5, which is, how much is $5? Like 150 Rand or whatever. And I'm going to purchase it and I'm going to download it and I'm going to make her use it to prepare her for, she's never done division. I don't know. I don't even know if grade 2 has division. I don't know what she must prepare for in grade 2. Just, I know that she needs to be a good reader because I love reading and I think reading makes you stand out as a child. But let me see. $5 in rands. $5 in rands is 85 Rand. Now, let's say there's 100 moms who are interested in this because they don't want the. And this is, I'm talking about a world that has 8 billion people. Remember, we are focusing on Etsy because you can reach people everywhere, not just South Africa. So if $85 Rand, sorry, times 100, that's 8,500 Rand. You created the product once. And if Etsy literally gets millions of people a day in there. But what's going to stop you is you comparing yourself with other people who've been on Etsy for like 3 years. That means you're comparing someone else's chapter 10 to your chapter 1. That's doesn't make any sense. That's going to stop you. That is a thief of joy. You'll never know then. You only fail when you give up. That's so true. I always overthink like any teacher can create. Yeah, literally. Okay, last question. If everything changes for the better. So the previous question was if nothing changes, you stay the same. Now, if everything changes, like you literally, Edwina, you list your products every single day, you listing something and you start making those sales. Pammy, you stop shopping and you pay off your debt one by one, by one, by one. Filo, you keep putting that 1-2 a month extra into your mortgage, just every month, 1-2, every month, 1-2. The compounding of that, gosh, the interest goes down. It's just amazing. But anyways, if everything changes for the better, what do you hope your finances will look like 3 years from now? If everything just changes for what what would be amazing in your life? What do you hope your finances will look like 3 years from now? For me, it's completely debt-free. Like, even as a homeowner, I don't. the scariest goal that I've ever set in my life is to buy a home cash, but shoot for the moon. And if you don't, you'll land amongst the stars, remember? But yeah, I see myself completely debt free. I invest consistently. My retirement annuity portfolio is huge. This is the best way to build wealth. Retirement annuity. You make money back from SARS and you put beneficiaries on it. And if you had to pass away, it gets paid out to your beneficiaries. 3 years from now, I'll be completely debt free and investing consistently. Yes, 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 yes. 3 years from now, I will be completely debt free and investing consistently. What I want you to do in your journal, I don't want you to say, I will. I want you to write the date. So put 5th of December, 2028. I am so thankful to be completely debt free and I invest consistently. Write it as if it's like happening now, but put the date. Enrolling my daughter in a private school and being debt free. And I love that. I love how specific that goal is because one of the goals that I had, I didn't want to put Skylar in a bad school. And when I say bad school, sounds bad. But I mean like in a school where people just don't care. Like some people just don't care. They don't care about the sports facilities. They don't care about the library. They don't care about the extramural activities. They don't care about just the simple things that really make that experience of a child amazing. Because let's be honest, school didn't really teach us everything that we know now as, grown ups. It did teach us discipline. It did teach us working with other people, showing up on time, looking clean when you go to work or whatever, you look the part, putting up your hand before, you speak, waiting your turn. So it did show us the life skills, the soft skills that you need, to thrive in a working world. It did teach us all of that. But now, when you're in a school that actually doesn't care about that, it's like, now what is this about? So I really wanted Skylar to go to a good school. And yeah, the school is not cheap, but I'm working hard for that. It's so I like how you're saying I want to move my child to a private school, and then I know that she's going to be in high school and she's going to get the best that's going to prep her for university. I'm grateful that everything is in order with my daughter's new school next year, stationery, uniform, general school fees. I'm grateful that God that I started with you early this year. I love that. I want to take a screenshot of that one. I always share these kind of things because they encourage others as well. Yeah, so if everything changes for the better, what do you hope your finances will look like 3 years from now? Actually, you're making me feel so bad, V. I haven't sorted out stationery. I'm doing it next week. I've already got the Waltons list and stuff, so I need to sort that out next week. I want to sort it out before Christmas because we all know how it gets in January. So if everything works out for the better for me, I see myself completely debt free. I see myself, like I said, my retirement portfolio has really grown so much. My investments are paying me dividends. Then I'm not a slave to my business, but also my business is thriving. I've got 200 clients in my book. Currently in my book, I've got 71 clients. I'd like to get to 200 or more. Traveling at least twice a year. Skylar really wants to go to Disney. I don't want to say it's too loud. So it's a dream of mine to take her there while she's young. So before like she turns 10, I would like her to go there, which means I'm left with 3 years actually. Yeah, I want to experience financial peace, owning my own home. Maybe driving my Prado. And I also want to really give generously. I love giving, but not just giving to randoms, but just, like at church to my gran. I like helping my gran. Like sometimes I don't go see her a lot, but I would always like check on her. Hey, like I've just seen what's is it, Pick and Pay 60. They're gonna bring some food or whatever. I like helping my mom, even though she doesn't really need it, but I like helping her. And I want scholars in education investments as well to be healthy, healthy amounts. Where teachers are in a class of 14, Noma, and can't even attend to each. Yes, my aunt was actually a teacher. She retired last year. She took in retirement at 55. She's got a nice portfolio and things like that. So I'm managing that for her. But she said she used to teach 70 kids in a class. Like, what? Like, oh my gosh. And she said the classes are like containers, which is fine. I think there's nothing wrong with containers. But now if you're going to fill it up with like 70 kids, that's not nice. Yeah, that's not nice. So yeah, it's like you can't do, and and I don't want like Skylar. Her class there's 19. I don't want a school for Skylar where it's like literally like 5 kids in a class and individual whatever, which is it's fine if that's what you want. I just don't want it for Skylar because I don't want her to think that's how it's gonna be like in the future. Like I don't want to not prep her for the working world, even though I'm hoping she'll run her own business or carry on with the family practice. But obviously, I'm not going to tell her what to do, you know. But I want to prep her that, you know what, you're not always going to get the attention at university. I don't know, when you find a boyfriend, whatever, like you're not always going to be the center of the attention. So I wanted a happy medium where she's in a school that doesn't have like how you say it, like more than 30 kids in a class, but also that doesn't have just 5 in a class where now it's like unrealistic expectations of what life is like. I remember the other day I picked her up at aftercare and she looked different, like she looked not happy. And I said to KB, my husband, what's going on with Skylar? And he was like, oh, she said her eyes are sore. I was like, no, man. So I asked her, Skylar, what's going on? And she was like, no, something is in my eye. And I could see she wanted to cry. So then I just stopped the car because I was driving and it was running. I was playing music. So I just stopped the car and I turned it off. I was like, what's wrong? Because now I'm thinking a lot of things. Like, what the hell happened? You know? I was like, what's wrong? And then she was like, my friend said she doesn't want to play with me anymore. And she bawled and she cried. And I just looked at her. Need to cry. And then I said, it's okay, Skylar. It's okay if your friend doesn't want to play with you anymore. You can play with someone else, or you can open your book. She's got like a coloring book in her bag. You can open your book and start coloring in, and then mommy or daddy will fetch you. And we are your family. We love you. And I wanted to cry. Like I was holding back crying. I was seeing her hurt like that. She was so hurt by her friend. Like the way she couldn't stop crying. She was so hurt. And I wanted to cry. Shame. She was like really heartbroken. It was my first time seeing her like that. But then I had to tell KB that that's not going to be the first heartbreak. And I can't set her up for, I'm not saying she must expect heartbreaks, but she must have a coping mechanism for it. She must know that if a friend dumps me, or rejects me, like that rejection, this is how I must handle it. And at the back of my mind, I must know that I have a family that loves me, that I'm going home to. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, guys, we are now literally done with our journaling and our reflection and me opening up. And if you like these kind of lives on the school, this is what we do every month. We have a theme for the month, and we literally just talk and reflect. Yeah, it's so heartbreaking when you see your child hurt and crying, but also you don't want them to be always hurt by everything and be like, oh, it's going to sound bad, but be like weak, I like that she held it in and she only cried when she was with us. I like that she did that. You never want people to see that you are like weak and they can push you around. But I had to like remind her that, we are your family and we love you. If your friend doesn't want to play with you, it's okay. Play with someone else. And if there's no one else, do this while you wait for your mommy and daddy, because they're your family and they love you. But yeah, I wanted to cry. And I looked at KB and he was literally like teary because that's his princess. Shame. All right, so a small little Bible study, guys. Isaiah 55 verses 8 to 11, nice and short. But I'll tell you why I'm referencing this one for today. But this is how it reads, and I'm using the version. I love this version of the Bible, Easy Reading. I think that's what it's called. Easy Read. And I use it because I do Bible studies with Skylar as well. What's it called? Easy English, sorry. Easy English. That's what it's called, the version that I'm using. But my physical Bible is a NIV. NLT, New Living Translation, yeah, NLT. But yeah, I'm using a easy English version. This is how it reads from verses 8. The Lord says, remember, my thoughts are not the same as your thoughts. The way that you do things is not the same as the way that I do things. 9. The sky is far higher than the earth. In the same way, I do things in a much better way than you do things. Also, my thoughts are much higher than your thoughts. I'm just going to stop there a little bit. I like how God is making an example first, saying the sky is far higher than the earth. And you can just imagine when if you've been on a plane, when it takes off and it goes high, 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 and you can see the clouds. If that is not even heaven, that means it's way higher. So he's trying to show us that your thoughts, you think you're thinking big, you have no idea. And I'm going to make a small example. When my mom is a dreamer, I don't know what are they called, when someone dreams something and it happens. That's my mom. She dreamt when I was around 12 years old, 13. She said, I had a dream that you are going to leave and go very far away, where you'll be working, and then you're going to come back with a child and a husband, and your ring will be quite like small. That's my ring right now. That's my engagement ring. I lost my wedding ring. I know you guys like my wedding ring. I used to wear it quite a lot. Well, obviously it was my wedding ring. It's lost. I don't know. Where did it go? Anyways, let me get back to the Bible study. But I used to think when my mom dreamt of that, so immediately I thought, oh, I'm going to be working in Cape Town, because that's the furthest from Durban that I could think of at the time. And it was also a city with a beach, because I love the beach. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be working in Cape Town when I work. Like, I kind of like dreamt of it and I wrote it down and I like decided that when I look for jobs, I'm not looking in Durban, I'm looking in Cape Town. Tell me why at my final year, I got approached by a company in New Zealand to go and work for them. Tell me why when I came back 5 years later, I had Skylar, she was 16 months when we came back and I was engaged. God already knew, showed my mom the vision. I interpreted my way because I think the furthest I could go is Cape Town. But God already knew I'm going way further than that. And that is what I mean when I say what God was saying over here, that you're thinking big when you say, God, I want a promotion. That's what I was praying for. I fasted. I fasted for 52 days last year in my full time job. And I fasted for a promotion and to work in peace because I was no longer in peace where I used to work. And I really just wanted a promotion. I wanted to do more than what I was doing. I'd been doing this for 4 years. Tell me why I'm now working from home with my husband in a peaceful work environment. I was thinking in what I know. What I know is this is how I make money. So I just need a promotion and I need maybe my own office so that I'm not around the whole team and these drama and whatever. Now, I didn't think I'll be a financial planner. I didn't study finance. I would never have thought I'll be a financial planner and have clients and work from home and retire my husband. Like, God's ways are way different than our ways. God's thoughts are way higher than our thoughts. I want you to shoot for the moon. I want to be debt free next year. You never know what God will do. I got my list of names last week and I already have 39. Shame. So sad. Okay, let's go to number 10. The rain and the snow come from the sky and they do not immediately return. Instead, they give water to the earth so that the crops will grow there. Then the farmer, you are the farmer. The farmer has to plant and people have food to eat. Let's just stop there and explain it a little bit more. So the rain will come down and will not just come down and go up. It will come down and it's going to give water to the earth so that whatever the farmer has planted will grow and feed people. Okay, let's carry on to the last verse 11. It is a saying. Oh, I love this one. It is a saying. When I give my word to people, God is saying his word is like the rain that comes down from the sky and waters what you have planted. You need to plant good seeds. And how do you water those seeds is through the word of God, through prayer, through meditating on the Bible, through speaking positive things, through gratitude. It will not return to me without any result. No, my word does what I wanted to do. What I promised to do will certainly happen. God has promised us a lot of things. You can read them in the Bible. God has promised you a lot of things in your mind. You don't just have an imagination because, oh, well, I'm just imagining that one day I will be living in a place like this and I will be debt free. You're not just, I don't know, just just imagining. It is a promise that God has put in your mind. What you need to do is meditate on God's word, because it's like rain that waters whatever you have planted in your heart so that it will grow and produce results, because it does not return without any results. And those results are, chances are going to feed people. They're going to feed your family. They're going to feed your life. They're going to sustain everything for you. Okay, so plant the right seeds. Stop planting bad seeds. Stop complaining. Stop watching negative stuff or saying negative things about yourself or about other people even. Doesn't matter what they're doing. Immerse yourself, like devote yourself. Imagine getting in under a swimming pool and just being in the swimming pool and just water around you. Immerse yourself with positivity, with success, with prosperity, with abundance, with the word of God. And everything that you have planted will be watered by the word of God that you are devoting yourself in every single morning or every night with your children. They go to schools and be with other kids that are evil. You want to make sure your kids are protected with the word of God, with the Holy Spirit, but you have to immerse yourself in it. Like, be devoted in it. And then the seeds that you have planted are going to bring forth the results. Okay, little mini Bible study. I could go on and on and on when it comes to the Bible, so I'm going to stop there. What time is it? Okay, let's do a 10-minute Q&A session. I asked people to ask me questions on Instagram and also on the membership on the WhatsApp group. I only have one question. I actually have two, but the other one I answered through school. So the other one just wanted to know how to navigate. She said, I've created my Canva product. I don't know how to navigate Etsy. Is there a video that can guide me? So I've already assisted her. If you are here, Boitumelo, unless there's something else you wanted to know. And then Tabi asked me, I'm not sure if I have missed it, but could you go through how one can have a second Instagram? So I had a personal Instagram, and I started my YouTube channel. I started like my digital products, my Etsy shop. I started it when I had one Instagram, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. I would post. It was full of family and friends and colleagues. Nothing happened. And that's when I realized that they are not my target market. They love me, they're my friends and family and some colleagues, but they're not my target market. They're not who I'm targeting. And it's okay, it's not personal. And if you have a business, don't take it personal. But family and friends are not going to support you. They just, I don't know why. I actually know why. For my industry, I'm all about finance. So some family and friends don't want to like show me that, hey, I'm in this much debt, or I don't have any savings and I've got 3 kids or whatever, because they think maybe I'm going to like look at them differently. They will rather trust. And I do get clients like that who say, hey, Noma, can you please be my financial advisor? But I've already got policies and stuff. And I'm like, hey, but where's your other financial advisor? And they're like, oh, it's a family. And I just don't feel comfortable talking to her about this and this. And I'm like, okay, now that's going to be awkward. So, yeah. So then what I did is I enrolled into a course. So just like how you've done, Tabi, being in the membership, I enrolled into a membership. I'm still in the membership. I pay $97 a month using, obviously, business expenses. And my one question was, I've done everything. I've created these products. I know what I want to do, and I show up on YouTube. It was once a month at that time, and I don't know what else to do because I'm starting to feel like I need to give up. And then that's when in the membership, they showed me finding a target market. So Woolworths and ShopRite are offering the exact same things. When I say that, I mean like food, groceries. But Woolworths has its own target market. ShopRite has its own target market. ShopRite is not trying to target the Woolworths clients or customers, sorry, and Woolworths is not targeting the ShopRite customers. So there's always going to be people offering whatever you're offering, but you have to know exactly who you're talking to. And then that's when I opened another Instagram and I made it professional, which I touched on. I can't remember, Bootcamp 4. Bootcamp 4, you can just rewatch it or listen to it like a podcast. Listen to the bootcamps like a podcast, unless it's like something that I'm like showing, because I do a lot of tutorials. Then you can watch it in bed with your notes pad or whatever. But yeah, I opened another Instagram and I literally focused on you guys. I focused on people who are trying to get out of debt and get out of living paycheck to paycheck and save, even if they're saving just 10 Rand. Just save. And that's where the 10 Rand challenge was born. And I knew exactly who am I talking to. I was talking to past me. Who was I 2 years ago when I struggled with the same thing? I was talking to that person and I realized there's a lot of you. And that's how I grew to like 50,000. And that's how I ended up leaving my full-time job. And yeah. But if I focused on my personal Instagram, I was going to give up because it was just crickets. I would put something on my story like, hey, I've got a new YouTube channel, guys, a YouTube video, sorry. Please go like and watch and comment. No one would do that. No one would even share it because I was talking to the wrong crowd. They couldn't care less about what I offer. Another question, these ones are from Instagram, is how do you stay motivated to save on bad months? So because I use the cash method, automatically I know to prioritize a little bit of money into an envelope. But also, what I've done, I don't know if you've noticed on my budget, savings is like a bill. Like I've got a savings bill of 2,000 every month. So like everything else that you pay like a bill, you pay your car insurance, you pay your medical aid, you pay for, what is it, Wi-Fi. Savings has an automatic deduction as well for me. So automatically, as I scheduled, yeah, on F&B scheduling, you can schedule a payment to go to, for me, it's Time Bank. Even if you end up touching it, but that habit of that bill has to come out and it's part of your budget. It's like tithing. Make it a bill. Yeah, obviously I don't share the tithing part on social media. I just think it's, it's not something to be like, oh, here we go, look. But it's like a bill. Make it a bill. It mustn't be not negotiable. Like there's a negotiable thing. It must be like, I need to pay this. Just like how I need to pay for medical aid. And it doesn't have to be big. Like you can literally do a scheduled payment of 150 Rand. It compounds. Another question is how to keep going when all your hard work comes tumbling down. I have to start from zero again. Oh, I started from zero twice in my life. Twice? Well, I'm not going to count moving overseas because I was a student that just left uni. But I will count coming back, and then COVID happened, and then we had to like literally forfeit everything we worked hard for. We were both unemployed. We were stuck. And we had to start from scratch. And also, moving this side, also starting from scratch. Oh, and third time is leaving my full-time job, technically starting from scratch. How I do it is, I don't know how to say it without sounding like it's not possible. But how I do it is I literally don't hold on to things. I don't hold on to things. I don't hold on to even friends. I mean, I never have problems, with friends or whatever. I mean, sometimes, it happens, life happens. But if I have to start over, I'll just start over. Sometimes I do wish to start over. I just have a clean slate. It's like a blank canvas and starting over. Yeah, so how you do it is you journal down. You take a pen and paper, you recenter yourself. Imagine a GPS when it's now all over the place because you have fiddled with everything that you don't even know where you're going at this point. You click on recenter and it shows you the direction again. How you do that is literally just grab a journal and write down what is it that you need to achieve or sort out. Like, what do I need to sort out right now, currently, as someone who just starting over a new job or zero on savings? Okay, I want to save 12,000 in 6 months or whatever. Okay, so how much is that a month? 2,000 a month. Okay, let me write my budget and see if I have 2,000 available in a month. Okay, I don't have 2,000 in a month. What can I do, since I am going to start over, to also implement getting more money? What can I watch on YouTube? There's a lot of free content on YouTube. If my programs are too expensive, and I totally understand. And I have some content as well on how to create digital products and list them. But you basically map everything out. You create a map of where am I, where I want to be, how do I get where I want to be, and what do I need to do every single day that will get me closer to my dream life. Because without a vision, without a destination, then you have no direction. And without direction, you're going to drive around, run out of petrol, and end up giving up somewhere where you didn't want to be. You need to have a direction. Even if there's potholes, speed bumps, rerouting, change of direction, you still know exactly where you're going though. Another question, I have a gambling problem. I now don't know where to start with paying off all the debt I've acquired. Start by writing all your debts down and then listing them from smallest amount to biggest amount. And then write your income and write all your needs and put your debt in there. And then whatever is remaining, you start attacking the smallest debt and you go from there. Another thing I would recommend is you don't cut off gambling cold turkey, because that's going to make you binge. It's like me saying to someone who's trying to lose weight, cut out all the carbs and cut out all the sugar. They will do it for like, a week and then binge because they miss it. So what I would like you to do is that in your budget, maybe put like 500 Rand as a budget for gambling. And then put another 500 Rand for an emergency fund. And then just pour in both, and you'll see the one that is actually working for you and the one that is not. And you start decreasing the one that is not, which we all know which one is it. So you gradually get out of that habit of gambling your money and you focus on building wealth through saving your emergency fund and then investing, but also tackling debt. So it's like a game plan. You'd have to enroll into my debt-free diary. It is a payment, it's a once off, but I'm going to give you a proper strategy and a spreadsheet and a game plan that's going to help you get out of the debt situation, or not even out, maybe you're just going to start seeing progress sooner than you thought, because sometimes all you need is just a strategy. Sometimes you need more money, but chances are sometimes you need a strategy in place, which helps build discipline. Okay, I want to start a side hustle in 2026. How can I prepare myself from now? Start with the mindset. I want you to start thinking like a CEO. Just because KFC had a tough month, does that mean that KFC is going to shut down? No. No CEO will make that decision. They understand that there's good and bad months with every single business. So you're going to change your mindset and to get out of the employee mindset, and be more of a CEO, which we covered that in the boot camp as the first lesson for a reason, thinking like a CEO. Number two, I want you to dedicate time after your full-time job. So let's say, for example, you work 8 to 5, you get home, you do whatever you have to do. If you're a mom or a dad, you do whatever you have to do. And then you dedicate an hour to Canva, to spreadsheets, to training, whatever it is, according to what the side hustle is, and you want to upskill yourself and grow that. And if you need to be posting on social media, then you are dedicating the time, scripting content, creating the hooks, creating the value, creating the call to action. That is how I structure my videos. I teach that in the bootcamp. So you create that whole layout and you start practicing recording that, and practice editing videos. And whatever it is that your side hustle is, you need to dedicate an hour or two a day, preferably 2 hours, 2 hours a day on improving on whatever it is the side hustle is. If it means you go live on TikTok every single day, then you do that. If it means you are listening to a podcast that's going to teach you the ins and outs of, I don't know, drop shipping, I would never do that business, but if it works for you, it works for you. If it means maybe you want to become a financial advisor and you need to, get ready for your accreditation, and that's how you're going to build your practice. I don't know, but you just ask yourself, what's that side hustle? And then you dedicate 2 hours a day. That's what I did. I wanted to buy envelopes and I wanted to buy a budget planner from the Budget Mom. She was the person who I was inspired by in 2019, before anyone was doing a content on cash stuffing and all of that. I couldn't find anyone besides the Budget Mom, and I couldn't afford the shipping from the United States. So I enrolled in courses, Adobe InDesign. That's what I used to create my budget planners, and Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop is what I use for my envelopes. And then Canva as well is what I use for a lot of my social media and my challenges and things like that. So I enrolled in courses that are going to teach me the software because I needed to learn. I can't be like, oh, I'm not a designer. Okay, you were not born knowing how to walk, but now you know how to walk. I wasn't born knowing how to drive. Now I know. You have to learn and you have to be good at it so that you can be confident enough to sell it. But it starts with learning. Okay, 2 more questions and then I'm gone. I'm a guy. but I'd like to learn from you and get, and get into digital products. Can I join? Yes. Yes, you can join the boot camp. If you want to join the wealth and wisdom, it's okay. The the first boot camp that we did is more for like women, but it's got everything valuable. It's just yeah. But the boot camp is for anyone. Anyone can join the boot camp. It's literally just a blueprint of how to build a digital business in 6 weeks. That's what it is. And it works because obviously I made my first sale, but mine, I didn't want to be the focus. But when my other students made her first sale, I was so happy because once you make your first sale, it validates that this works, number one. And number two, that I'm on the right track. Now, all I need to do is scale the business, automate the business. I need to perfect what people wanted. So people wanted envelopes from me. I needed to perfect them, and then now I've got those zippy envelopes and stuff now. But at that time, I saw what sold and the challenges that sold, and I just wanted to perfect them. Last one. Hello, Noma. Can you please help me with dividend investing? Yes, 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 yes. Investing is my thing. I'll help you, but let me explain what is dividend investing because there's these words that are thrown in the air and there is no explanation. Like, hey, why don't you just do property investing? Okay. And then people buy a house and regret it. Why don't you do just? I have a client who makes me sad. I have a client who literally had an investment for her um, nieces and an investment for her child. She had a life insurance policy, she had a retirement, she had a retrenchment cover, like properly covered and also building wealth. She left her job, which doesn't matter. Oh, she got a better job. She left her job because she got a better job, not too much of an increase, but it's still better within mental health and stuff like that. And that provident fund that was paid out to her, she was advised before she even told me. She was advised by like a family member to buy a car, a secondhand car. She doesn't have a car, by the way. She doesn't drive. To buy a secondhand car for Ubers because she's going to make this much a day. That's what the family member advised. Oh my gosh, what is this? She was advised by that, and I didn't even know. So obviously, it didn't really affect me. You know, it's not like she asked me or anything. Um, I would have never advised her to buy a secondhand car that you have not inspected properly. But anyways, next minute, her policies are lapsing. So her life insurance lapses, and I message her, and then she doesn't respond. And then her retirement lapses. I'm like, Abel, something is going on. Is everything okay? So now I'm like worried. And I'm sending messages and voice notes and just saying, hey, I'm not here to judge you. I really want to make sure that everything is okay because I know how much you really wanted this. Her child investment stops, you know? And then one day, I think like maybe a month later, she sent me the longest message telling me what happened, what she did, and how much she is now in debt. Because that Uber was supposed to be an investment that is going to bring her money. And she was told that that car is going to pay itself off through the money it makes from Uber. And also, she would get like an income every week or every other day from an Uber. And now it's been the biggest expense of her life because she obviously financed it. Um, she put in a deposit, but also there's some money left, and it breaks. She's like, it breaks every month. There's something I need to fix on that car. That's what she said. And I've got another client as well who's got 3 properties, and she was also advised that the 2 properties are going to pay themselves off, and just have the tenants. Don't worry, you're going to make a lot of money from that. She's like, it's the worst decision I've ever made. I wish I just invested that money, because now she's got 3 rates, 3 levies, 3 home insurances. Sometimes the tenants are not paying. Sometimes you can't find tenants. There's the maintenance thing that needs to be sorted. There's so many things that are thrown in the air. I don't know whether it's the bank throwing them in the air so that you can fall in the trap and get a loan through them, and then they make a lot of money from you through interest. I don't know, but it's like a popular trend that this is what you need to do. Get this debt, and it's going to pay itself off, don't worry. And then you're stuck. And it's so sad. So when we say dividend income, it's obviously money you receive from your investments. If you're investing 1,000 a month, don't expect any dividend income up until you've grown the capital till it's enough to pay you money. Let me make an example. I've got my calculator. Hope you guys got your calculator so we can do the calculations together. Let's say you invest for the next 4 years or even 5 years, whatever. And your capital has now reached 200,000 Rand. You have 200,000 Rand in investments. So let's say you're currently 30, and by the time you're 35, you now have 200,000 Rand. Okay, so if we go 200,000 Rand times, I don't know, 5%. 5%. That is 10,000 Rands. If with your capital that you have in a portfolio that maybe I've put in for you, your money has matured after 5 years of you investing monthly or whatever. If that capital now, you say, Noma, every quarter, so every March, April, May, June, every March, June, September, and December. Every March, June, September, and December, I want to get a bonus of 10,000 every quarter. Which means out of your capital, you are withdrawing 5%. You are getting paid 5% from your investments. And in that quarter, you get that money once, and on the next quarter, your money will pay you again. But because your money is making 5%, 10%, 7%, 12%, I know in funds that are making 16%. I can show you through a one-on-one. If your capital is making that and you get paid again in the next quarter, your capital will not deplete. It's not depleting because you are drawing down, you are withdrawing 5% and it's making it back. So if it makes 10%, it means it has made back the 5% and more, and another 5%. So when you withdraw it again in the next quarter, you just take that growth and it makes it back again. And that is called dividend income. Well, basically living off your investments. So what you do is you grow the capital first. Don't let people fool you. It's possible, but you have to start with just planting that tiny little seed that we spoke about, letting the tree grow, letting the capital grow, and then enjoying the fruits. And the fruits will grow again, and you enjoy the little fruit. It will grow again. Like that. So you need to plan for it now. Time is your best friend. If you are sitting here listening to me and thinking, I want that. Okay, let me do this investment that will mature in 5 years. And then in that way, every single quarter, I'm getting a bonus. Every quarter forever, you're getting a bonus. because your money is not really depleting. That is it, guys. Some people actually think they can invest, I don't know, 1,000 a month and earn 10,000 a month from that. I don't know. I don't know what was. It's like we are fed incorrect information on purpose, you know? So people are not building wealth because they actually don't know. People have stockpiles. I never really understand it. You might as well save that money. Like if you feel like I'm putting away 3,000 a month so that at the end of the year I have 36,000 to put in my tax free, you have missed out on interest that you could be getting every single month that you are putting in that stockpile. You see what I mean? Unless it's like 3 people in a stockpile, that means you're getting the money every 4 months. Is it 4 months? You're getting it 4 times a year, basically. That's a bit different and it's understandable and it's going to help with school fees or whatever. But like the whole year, sometimes a person disappears and then it's all trending that the person with the stockpile disappeared. It's more risky doing that, guys. Okay, I don't want to go too deep into those discussions. But yeah, 2026 is the year that you're going to educate yourself in personal finance and move closer to living the life that you have designed in your head. Guys, I live in it's like a little estate thing, and there's like a pool for everyone. And I think everyone is at the pool now making noise. So I'm so sorry if you can hear that. But that is it. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this live. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you, I don't know when, on the next live. But I'll have a video going up tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I never asked that. Please subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. If you stayed for this long, obviously you do enjoy it. There's not going to be a replay. It's going to be available in school. So in my Wealth by Wisdom Academy, that's where the replay will be. So if you want to re-listen to it like a podcast, that's where you'll find it whenever you're ready. No one is forced to join school. Thank you, guys. Bye.